Which Ethernet cable is best used to establish direct communication between two PCs? So you basically have one computer here, you have one computer here, you need them to be directly connected. We have 4 options in our tool belt right now. I know it's not going to be a crossover cable. We can take that out because a crossover cable, I actually had to deal with that recently. It's a Cisco proprietary cable. It is for console connections to Cisco network equipment, where you connect it to your network equipment and then it'll terminate to like an RJ45 connector, and you can put it into your laptop, and then you can interact with like a switch, for example, a Cisco switch. It's not for direct PC to PC communication, it's for a switch to your laptop or a computer, and that is not what it's asking us. We then have a patch cable, and a patch cable is basically an Ethernet cable, but over very short distances. So you're not connecting it to 2 computers or even 2 network devices. You would typically connect a computer through a patch cable to like a wall jack. And that wall jack would have a longer Ethernet cable that would go to a router or a switch, something like that. So a patch cable is not specific on what it would be communicating between. It wouldn't be our answer. So we're left with a crossover and a straight through cable. And these two are actually very similar. So a straight through cable has 2 transmitting pins that go to the 2 transmitting pins. The receiving pins go to the receiving pins, 2 of each. So that's what straight through is. It straight goes through transmitting, straight through receiving. A crossover is where you have 2 transmitting pins that crosses over and become receiving pins, or receiving pins crossing over and becoming transmitting pins. Here's the different ways you'd want to use it. If you have 2 PCs and one is trying to transmit to the other, well, you can't transmit to a transmit. This computer wouldn't know how to receive it. You'd have to transmit to a receiver. And then the receiver on this side would have to go to the transmit. The transmit on this side would have to go to the receiver. So it crosses over. So the crossover Ethernet cable is what we need to use to establish direct communication between 2 PCs. A straight through cable is where we would have the same wiring at both ends like I described, and you would want to attach it to different things. So if you wanted to attach a computer to like a router or a switch, that would work fine with a straight through cable. But this is crossover cable.